Hi, I am Ethan Pringle, Touchstone athlete from the Bay Area, and right now we are at Great Western Power Company in Oakland. And I am here to show you how I go about just a normal gym session, an everyday normal gym session during non-COVID times. So the reason that I want to show people my approach to a normal gym session is because I believe very strongly that one thing that allows people to climb their best is strategy, and that can entail everything from the way that you warm up to preparing your mind, your body, and your breath for a hard flash, or how long you rest in between tries on a project or a mini project. And a lot of people think, you come into the gym, you get straight on the wall, and then in 20 minutes you're warmed up, and then the way that you climb hard is that you pull onto the wall and you just, pull as hard as you can. And there's so much more to it than that. If you look at most elite level climbers and even just elite level athletes in general, one thing that they all share is that they have a really refined approach to their sessions and their activity, their sport, their practice. So I thought it would be interesting to show a little bit of my approach just to a normal gym session, and maybe it'll be helpful for people to raise their performance. I tweaked my shoulder recently in Colorado, and I realized that it was long overdue that I start taking the health of my shoulders more seriously. So lately I've been doing a lot of band work to warm up, a little bit of prehab, if you will, and I feel like it's helped a lot. So I've been incorporating it into every session. Every time I warm up before I get on the wall, I do a set of shoulder exercises with this band, and just to kind of lube up my shoulders and warm them up and get them ready for pulling on the wall. So I hold the band for 30 to 40 seconds in a variety of directions with both arms. And then once I'm done with each stretch, each pull I do a stretch. I do this stretch. And it seems to help a lot. Another stretch I like to do with the band is just like separating my arms like this. I guess it's T's. I like to do T's. And then like behind my back, just stretch out my shoulders and get a little bit of resistance. And those are helpful too. Okay. Also, another big part of my warm-up usually, when I have the space and time to incorporate it, is stretching. I'm a big fan of stretching. I feel like it helps wake up your body and helps circulate blood through your big muscles, and it also you kind of automatically have to think about your breathing when you stretch, so it readies your breathing a little bit for hard climbing, which is really important to me, and it just makes your body feel good. So I like starting my short little stretch routine with some down dogs and up dogs, because I think when I do like some back bends, it feels really good and sort of wakes me up a little bit. And when I do like down dogs, or if I do cat-cow, it just like synchronizes my breath with my movement and just gets me into the mode of using my body and being in my body. So. And then I also like really like this, I think it's pigeon. Sort of stretch my IT bands. You can incorporate a little neck stretch into it. Don't forget to breathe. And I really like this variation of pigeon because stretching my quads feels really good. And you use your quads a lot in climbing, so nice to warm them up. And yeah, I think just spending 15, 10, even just 5 minutes stretching and getting into your body is really, really helpful for preparing yourself for the movement of climbing. You could even call it yoga if you want. There's nothing that 10 minutes of yoga can't fix. I like warming up on slabby walls and vertical walls to start with because I like to warm up my fingers, and on a slab you can kind of decide how much pressure you want to put on your fingers. So it's just like a safe, easy way to warm up for old people like me. So I warmed up my fingers and my legs a little bit on the slab, and now I think I'm ready for some steeper, juggier climbing to get my big muscles warmed up and warm up my fingers a little more. And I'm gonna climb them as slowly, carefully, and deliberately as I can, just to like get myself in that mode. I personally find it helpful to treat all the boulder problems that I do to warm up, even if they're well below my flash limit, like harder boulder problems. So I will take a few deep breaths before I pull on the wall. If it's hard enough that I think I'll want to like study it closely, then I'll do that. And I just like to basically pretend that the stuff that I'm warming up on, even if it's well below my flash grade, is harder stuff. That way, when I get to the harder stuff, I'm just that much more prepared and that much more ready to like sort of be focused and be present. So at this point in my session, I feel pretty well warmed up and I feel like I'm ready to try some harder stuff. So what I'll usually do is I'll pick something that's maybe not like right at my flash limit, but 1 or 2 grades below. Something that I could very well fall on if I mess up the beta or if it has a really tricky, awkward move on it. But I'll try to gather all the information that I can before I leave the ground. Oftentimes I'll feel the holds and I'll try to imagine what the body positions are going to be like, what sequence my hands and feet are going to take up the wall, and just try to map out the beta as best I can. And then, I'll go sit at the base of the wall for maybe 20 or 30 seconds, just breathing, looking up at the climb, kind of like visualizing myself doing it, and then I'll give a proper try and just give it 100%. So I feel like I might want to use a toe hook here instead of a heel hook, because the heel hook might trap me. Although the right foot's good enough that I could take my heel out entirely for this move, so maybe it doesn't matter. And you get this bicycle thing here. Once, twice with the left. How good is this hold? This hold looks pretty decent, so maybe you just walk your right foot through to this and then cross. This looks like a pretty good hold. Left foot, right foot. Once, right foot, cross. All the way up to that sloper, intermediate, top. probably want your right foot here for the last move. All right, let's see how it goes. Wow. Well, certainly wasn't pretty. Sometimes what I like to do after I make a problem look that fumbly is I like to go back and do the crux again, or even do the whole problem again, just to see if I can make it less awkward and less fumbly. And sometimes when you're trying to flash something, it's a little bit harder to like trust your feet, especially in like sort of slopey toe hooks. If the feet are insecure, sometimes you just want to stay tight and cut your feet, and then you end up doing like what I just did. But let's see, maybe there's a way to make it less goobery. Sometimes I'll go back a couple of times and maybe I'll challenge myself to make it less fumbly. Maybe I'll challenge myself to see if I can keep my feet on the entire time. One fun practice in climbing that I enjoy a lot is just like making something that feels really difficult on your first or second try feel easy eventually. Just like figuring out the nuances, even if it's something that you can flash or do relatively easily with more strength. Sometimes it's fun to just like practice doing something with less strength and more, more grace. So that's what I'm doing now. I don't think I can keep my feet on. That's the verdict. But that was fun. Super fun problem. Interesting movement. I think they forced a cool sequence. And yeah, not the easiest boulder problem to make graceful, which I always like the challenge of trying to make something graceful that's like a little bit awkward. So I was checking out this orange 9 just a minute ago, and the holds feel kind of slippery, and so I finally chalked up for the first time today. But yeah, it looks funky, it looks awkward, but funky and awkward are good. So I'm gonna give it a closer look. Looks like you start in this kind of drop knee stem thing, cross to this guy. Maybe match feet, left, match this hold, right foot. I guess you just pinch this guy, go up to this, cross left, right, undercling, stand up to this crimp, left heel, maybe right toe, maybe flag the right underneath, pinch. Yeah, then I can't really tell if you want to heel or toe hook this. Probably heel hook it to cross to the sloper. Left foot on this crappy foothold. Good edge, pinch, really high right foot, match, tough. That's my best guess. Let's see if it's right. Wow, hard. Usually what I'll do after this is I'll try the move I fell on in isolation, just so I can try it with more energy than I would have coming from the start. I'm not sure I'm gonna try it that way again though. I feel like, it's funny, when I first looked at this problem, I thought, oh, it's probably easier to match this, get your left heel here and then go once, twice. Seems like I may have been right, but I took a chance with the cross move, the cross beta, and didn't work, at least not that try. So let's see. Ow. Yeah, so bumping seems easier, and then I just slipped, but that seems okay. Now I'll try the top, because you know, I did this part. Now I can do that part, and I'll try the part of the boulder that I haven't done yet. So I did the orange and it was fun, but I feel like I definitely probably could have flashed it if I had stuck with my original instinct to do the correct beta instead of doing this weird funky beta that I thought of afterward. But basically, lesson learned was that it was just a matter of figuring out the beta, because you know, I fell on what I assumed was the crux, and then went a little higher and did some other incorrect beta that made it feel hard, and then figured out that section. And then when I did it from the start, it didn't feel so bad because I had all the beta worked out. And so the lesson there is that it's all about the beta, basically. So I gave this black boulder problem a look or two, inspected it somewhat carefully, and I think that I see the beta. I think that I see the correct beta. It looks a little bit more obvious to me than the last thing. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a proper flash go, see what happens. Did it. Psych. Yeah, long boulder problem. A lot of time hanging on to not so great holds, feeling out the positions. But had a couple little moments of improvisation, like with this upside down heel hook right here to reach this one. And a couple of the body positions felt slightly funky, but yeah, the sequence went more or less how I imagined it to, which obviously helps a lot. So yeah, stoked. So I think that wraps up my session on the wall now, but I like to do a little bit of foam rolling and lacrosse balling just to, like, you know, work out the knots in my muscles that I might have accumulated over the course of my session. So I'm gonna go do that now.